Beloved Masters, those of you who are the star seed * answered a resounding clarion call that reverberated throughout this universe. Star seed, sometimes called old souls. A star seed is a soul/person who has had many lifetimes throughout this universe and perhaps even the omniverse. This means that we came into our individualized consciousness a very long time ago, and we have had many lifetimes and experiences as co-creators. The star seed souls are the ones who are in the forefront of the ascension process and who are anchoring the higher frequencies of light on Earth. Taken from the glossary in Reference and Revelations * glossary and illustrations. RH. You came from far distant star systems, galaxies, and solar systems, and you brought with you a wealth of cosmic information which was stored within your sacred mind for future access. There were stringent requirements you had to pass and solemn vows you had to make. You agreed to come to Earth during these momentous evolutionary times and to incarnate into greatly diverse and often very difficult circumstances. You made a pledge that when the time came for you to step onto the path of ascension, you would allow us to set aside your free will so that we could take whatever measures were deemed necessary to awaken you. For many, it resulted in a soul merge, and others who had already awakened to their soul self were ready for a merge with a facet of his/her higher self. When the soul finally merges fully with the Sacred Heart, it is a grand reunion of monumental proportions. When your intentions are composed of wisdom overlaid with love and projected with purity, you become a powerful source of sacred fire energy. This awakening resulted in a mass divine discontent among this advanced guard. You all have experienced some of the momentous transformations that have taken place among the masses and have also observed or have been affected by the accelerated earth changes which have occurred and are continuing on a regular basis. Most of you who have consciously made an effort to reclaim your divinity, via whatever means you were/are attracted to, are among this group. You agreed to be the examples and to do everything within your power to ease the way for others by becoming sentinels of light, ways howers, and world servers. In past ages, the ascension process was available only to those who incarnated as initiates firmly on the path, and as disciples whose mission was to anchor as much divine light and to bring forth as much cosmic wisdom as possible. That time is past. It is a time of mass ascension, for all the planets, solar systems, and galaxies within this universe are actively involved in an ascension process. The wheels of creation are ever spiraling downward or upward, inward or outward, depending on the great cosmic cycle of the time. Over the past several years of Earth time, we have given in-depth instructions about how to build pyramids of light/power in the fifth dimension. There is now in place a magnificent world pyramid which millions of dear souls visit faithfully to breathe in adamantine particles, the pure divine essence of Creator. By asking for the greatest good for all humanity, the earth, and all creation, this elixir of life is activated by your loving intention and is breathed out into the vast light receptacles within the Great Pyramid. Your love essence is then magnified 1,000-fold and used by the Elohim and angelic forces in the most beneficial way. Universal law mandates that there must come a time when all conscious souls must begin to return a portion of the divine gifts of love/life they have been allotted. When you actively participate in sharing your allotment of adamantine particles via the world pyramid, you are fulfilling your obligation to our God-parents as an active and caring co-creator. This is the highest and most effective form of tithing. It is important to share your earthly riches, but even more important to share your gifts and talents of spirit. Over the years, many of you have joined in building fifth-dimensional group pyramids in many strategic places around the earth. Often, the instructions we give you are in preparation for a bigger plan to manifest at some future time. It is now time for us to focus on creating an environment for the coming together of the group of world servers. Toward that end, the group pyramids around the world have slowly been merging together to create one great pyramid in the highest levels of the fifth dimension. This pyramid is not as large as the world pyramid, for there is a decisive difference between the two. The world pyramid has been created for all humanity so that anyone who wishes to go there to commune with our Father/Mother God, the great beings of light and the angelic forces may do so. It is a place to express gratitude and to pay homage to our God-parents, the Supreme Creator, and the mighty forces of the heavenly realms. It is a sacred place of the highest form, and all who wish to experience the bliss of oneness, and share their spiritual abundance and unconditional love are assured a place there. You could call it a great cathedral in the sky, for in the future it will take the place of many houses of worship as the world's religions begin to accept the advanced wisdom teachings mandated by our Father/Mother God. The world server pyramid will be reserved for those who are well on their way to self-mastery and who have gained the right to share their integrated knowledge/wisdom with others. Just as with the cities of light, you are to first go into your personal pyramid and then make the journey from there into the world server pyramid. We will give more instructions in the near future as to the purpose and benefits of the world server pyramid. Suffice it to say that this is one of the greatest opportunities you will ever have to serve humanity and the earth. Remember, initiation is now a group event, not an individual attainment. You must be willing to assist those on the path behind you in some way, so that as you are lifted up, so is all humanity. The soul has a natural inclination toward group consciousness. It is the soul which seeks reunification, not the ego personality. Advancement on the path increases soul consciousness and group awareness. Millions of dear souls are in the midst of what can be called an initiation process. However, we wish to make clear that this is a natural part of the ascension process. As you have probably heard before, ascension is an ever-evolving, continuous, ongoing evolutionary process and not a destination. You should also be aware that you have experienced different phases of the ascension process many times before in a multitude of locations and realities. As an aspirant on the path, greater and greater cosmic truths will be revealed to you. However, you should be aware that the lesser principles of ageless wisdom will constantly be expanded to incorporate the unique rules, laws, and truths of the next level of existence in the never-ending cycle of ascension in consciousness. Remember, knowledge must be integrated and used in an appropriate, efficient way in order to be retained as wisdom. Spiritual/human beings are those who have developed their superconscious abilities so they can begin to draw on the wealth of information stored within their sacred mind. Eventually, they gain the ability to draw forth inspiration and advanced information from the higher dimensions via the many fragments of their soul self, which are scattered throughout the universe. The superconscious mind/higher self is the link to the spiritual realms. First, you may begin to get flashes of information/inspiration via your intuitive abilities and during meditation. The powers of the mind are greatly enhanced as an aspirant on the path becomes more proficient and comfortable in using the higher frequency patterns of the sacred mind. As a result of tapping into the higher frequency realms of the brain structure, a good portion of your memory of past events will begin to fade as you move out of the realm of the instinctual brain/mind into the realm of the higher mind. Ascension is mind expanding, a process of passing from one state of consciousness to another. The awareness expands to include all humanity, the earth, the solar system and its workings. No longer is the focus on the little self. The ultimate goal is to become a galactic being and eventually attain a universal consciousness. Beloveds, we are constantly endeavoring to give you the most pertinent information to assist you to understand what is taking place, a broad overview of what to expect, as well as methods, tools, and exercises to assist you to move through the evolutionary process with the least amount of discomfort via the gift of grace, which is the refined energy of karma. As always, however, we admonish you to accept only those concepts that resonate within your heart and soul as your truth. You are to no longer follow anyone mindlessly, for you are to be the master of your own destiny, and as such, you must constantly exercise the gift of discernment. There are many devoted messengers of higher wisdom who have dedicated their lives to bringing you the wisdom teachings for the present and future times of worldly expanded consciousness. They are striving to bring forth the greatest wisdom and most beneficial information possible, and in order to do so they must always strive for accuracy and impeccability. By their works, they will be known. No amount of negativity can deter them or keep them from fulfilling their mission. It is now time for those of you who have returned your spectrum of light and shadow to an accepted level of duality to begin the process of opening the pathways of communication with the beings of the higher realms. This means that you have accomplished the monumental task of clearing the major portion of your karmic debt, and your energetic signature is radiating mostly positive, favorable vibrational frequency patterns. It also means that you have successfully re-established the connection within between your sacred mind and your sacred heart. Many of you are beginning to receive impulses, messages of inspiration and advanced information from your higher self, your guides or specialized angelic helpers. We wish to caution you that it is highly unusual to connect with the vibrational patterns and begin to receive information from one of the advanced beings of light, the Lords of Light or the higher angelic realm where the archangels dwell without a period of training and testing. We ask you to proceed slowly, and allow your higher self to guide you through the process. By doing so, you will establish a firm connection with the cosmic frequencies of higher intelligence, and you will gradually and safely progress to the more advanced teachers of cosmic wisdom. Question: would you please explain the causal body? The causal body is a facet of your higher self or oversoul which resides in the higher mental plane. It contains an accumulation of all the positive things you have performed/created during your lifetime. In some of your lifetimes there may have been very little added to your storehouse of godly deeds, however, in other important lifetimes, you have sacrificed and served well so that over time your accumulated heavenly treasures may have grown considerably. Thus, the pathway to the first sphere/fragment of your higher self is opened, and the gifts and wisdom stored therein begin to flow forth into the brain structure and the physical vessel. The soul makes every effort to assist you in connecting with your higher self, for it is a great benefit to your soul self as well as your physical self. Gradually, over time, your human awareness becomes aligned with cosmic intelligence. Question: does toning put the chakras in a proper spin? To a degree. The toning sounds begin the process of releasing discordant or inharmonious thought forms from the chakras, and eventually these etheric, spinning vortexes of energy will radiate life force energy of specific frequencies as they were originally designed to do. The process is very gradual, for the imbalanced energies are thrown out into the four bodily system, physical, mental, emotional, and etheric, and eventually out into the world of form via the law of the circle or in an infinity pattern. In the past, it was necessary to experience that which you had created or in some way rectify your negative karmic actions. This means that these negative energies will stir up things in your reality so that you can transmute them and return the vibrational patterns to harmonious frequency patterns. Gradually, as the negative patterns are released, the chakras return to a proper and faster spin. Positive thoughts and actions result in the chakras radiating balanced and harmonious vibrational patterns out into the world which, ultimately, results in self-mastery and an enlightened state of being. That is why it is so important to use the violet flame every day to transmute all discordant energies so that you do not have to experience the cause and effect result of your imbalanced thought forms. It is more advantageous to transmute them as they are released via the gift of the violet flame of transformation. This helps you to move into what is called a state of grace. My brave ones, I ask you to fortify your spiritual armor with the quality and virtues of the first ray of divine will/power, integrity, valor, truth, and steadfastness, as we go forth together as world servers. I vow to lead the way and to protect you to the limits that universal law allows. As world servers under the guidance of the Cosmic Council of Light, together, we cannot fail. In you, we are well pleased. I am Archangel Michael.